What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Slackerz, bringing you guys our next matchup in the Everyone Is Here tournament. So if you haven't seen it before, very quickly, very simply, this is a tournament with 100 characters that potentially could be DLC in Smash Ultimate, you know, as playable characters. And then, so I put them into this tournament format thing, and then each day in the channel, I upload one of the matches from the tournament. How the matches work is I'll talk about the two characters in the match for the day, try to make a case for them, why they might make sense for Smash DLC, and then down in the comments, we vote for one of the two. Pretty simple stuff. Let me throw the rules up on screen here for you guys. And most of us by now do know that, hey, this tournament is for fun. If you happen to like a character, even if they are an assist trophy, even if they're a spirit, a Mii costume, even if the character's been, you know, quote-unquote, disconfirmed here, it's all good. You could still vote for them. That's why this tournament is for fun. You vote for who you like. That's what the fun part is. Doesn't matter character situation. Vote for who you want. But you do only get one vote per person. How do you vote? Simply type your answer, who your character that you're voting for in the day is. So, as an example, today's matchup is Professor Layton taking on Travis Touchdown. So you vote for one of those two characters in the comments by simply typing that character's name. If you happen to like both the characters, or you just don't know who you're going to vote for, you can type both. You can vote for both. That's totally fine, but you only get one vote per person. Rest of the rules, double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose twice before being officially eliminated. And then once we get to the results to find out who wins and loses, if there happens to be a tie in the amount of votes, I'm just going to flip a coin on camera, fairest way to break a tie. And then each matchup voting-wise only lasts for just 1 week, so that means, like, today's Monday, meaning today's matchup, we'll get the results for it next Monday. So each matchup only lasts for just 1 week. Pretty simple stuff. So let's get to the results and the matchup for the day. Alright, so the results from last week that we're going over are from the match... Who was it again? Oh, yeah. Jin Kazama from the Tekken series taking on Rex and Pyra from the Xenoblade franchise. So, this one was actually a blowout. This really wasn't that close. Really wasn't that close. Look at that. Rex and Pyra ended up winning 63 votes to just 13 for Jin. So, congrats to Rex and Pyra. Moving on. I will make a small note. A few people were saying that they'd like to see Tekken represented in Smash Bros. With a playable character, but they'd prefer Hayachi. And, you know, so they didn't vote for Jin, and so, I don't know, it wouldn't, like, I see maybe 3 or 4 people that kind of said something along those lines, so even an extra 4 votes wasn't gonna win this one. So, Rex and Pyra moving on further into the winner's bracket. Jin's still in it, just drops to the loser bracket. Alright, that's how that works. So, with the results out of the way, we go to the matchup for the day, and, potentially, depending on how you want to look at Professor Layton, and here's how I would envision him, we do have 2 potential sword users in the in this matchup today. So we do have Professor Layton from the aforementioned Professor Layton series. Yeah, that's what his games are called, right? The Professor Layton, they're puzzle games. But he's taking on Travis Touchdown from the No More Heroes franchise, so should be fun stuff. Should be fun stuff. So let's, who we start with? Professor Layton. So, look, Layton, Professor Layton, I was going to look this up because I forget. Somebody let me know, please. Who is the studio behind Professor Layton? It's not going to come. If it comes to me, I'll blurt it out. But I don't remember. But that studio and Nintendo, they do work very well together. Professor Layton's titles, I believe, have been just for Nintendo platforms. So, I mean, like, is it... no, I was going to say Take-Two. That's not even close. It's not even close. Oh, I can't think of the studio, and that's going to drive me crazy. I should have looked that up. But, anyway, so Professor Layton, he's been on multiple Nintendo platforms, so if that still matters, if that has to be a thing, Professor Layton has to be on Nintendo games, that box is checked, you know, check it off. Imaginary box is gone. We don't have to worry about that. So the moveset potential for this character, I think the main way that a lot of people would probably look at Professor Layton would be, he's a very skilled, I think, a fencer, so sword user, alright? So he can use a sword, like, whoop-de-doo, another sword user. Look, sword users can be unique in their own right compared to the other sword users. It just depends on how the whole playstyle works, but, like, sword user, Professor Layton, I think you could still make him fun enough and a bit more unique enough to where he doesn't just have to revolve around the sword as well. Because, like, I was thinking about some games, or some elements from his game. So he's got, like, these puzzle, kind of puzzle. It's like, you got to use your brain, and you got to solve a bunch of mysteries and puzzles and that sort of stuff. And in his games, he has these, they're coins. What are they called? Hint. I think they're called hint coins. And I thought something along the lines of maybe somehow using those coins in the moveset. I don't know if, like, you could end up using it as, like, a neutral special, or he just kind of, like, throws a coin at. I don't know. That doesn't make too much sense, but he's got these hint coins, and I think there's something there in terms of being able to use that. But, okay, how about a better move that I can describe? He does have a slot machine gun. It's a slot machine that shoots out a ton of coins. So that right there would be great for, like, a side special, potentially. The way I've always thought of this would be Meowth and Payday, and how Meowth comes out and just chucks a bunch of coins everywhere. Something similar to that. So he just sprays a bunch of coins. He's going to have a bunch. Obviously, the gun will either, I don't know if it overheats or it'll break, but you can only you can't just sit there and constantly spray it. All right, eventually, it's good. It'll run out. Maybe you got to reload it or something. I don't reload a slot machine. Nah, I don't know, but it'd be something a bit more fun. You know, something that doesn't have to. You have a sword user. He's very skilled in fencing, so I think that's why the sword, the fencing part would be just, it would make the most sense for the character. But, you know, he does have other aspects to his character that can make him just not a plain, straight-up, only swords person. So, I like that. But, I seen this picture, and I started thinking, would Professor Layton just be better as a Mii costume? I mean, it's not that difficult, right? Give him the outfit, give him the top hat, put him as a sword fighter. That makes a lot of sense to me, alright? Like, if this is a character that's not going to really... If it's not going to get consideration for the playable roster, I think a Mii fighter is really, like, really up his avenue. Really right down, you know, just... It's kind of a really good fit, you know? It's simple stuff, like I said. Top hat, easy, and then you just got his, like, little outfit. Well, I don't even know what it's called, but just his outfit. Just simple stuff for a Mii fighter. He's, like I said, more people envision him as a sword fighter, so, I mean, we already got that type of Mii fighter, so, look, it could work. Honestly, I think it might be a little bit better for the character, because there was a tease quite a few years ago where Professor Layton teased some announcement about Smash Bros, but then like the official Professor Layton Twitter replied something along the lines of he does not want to partake in the tournament because it's only about strength and there's no intellect involved, so he did not want to partake in it. So I don't think Professor Layton is keen, or maybe the studio isn't keen on having him be an actual fighter in Smash Bros. Maybe they'd be okay with having him as a Mii costume. I don't know, just to have some representation. So I don't know. You could still be a nice character for an addition to the roster. But another character, Travis Touchdown. Now Travis is he's been talked about quite a bit. He's been mentioned quite a bit since I'd say around the Brawl era for Smash Bros. Seems to be, he's a fan favorite character, but not like the top of the top, you know, for fan favorites. Like, this character does get mentioned quite a bit. He does have his little beam katana, so yeah, another potential sword user here. But look, Travis would be considered a bit more the mature character, but really it's the play style. And since I don't think he's going to be throwing around really weird one-liners and stuff like that when he's out there swinging his katana, when he's out there fighting on the battlefield, and he's not really going to be slashing people in half, let's face it, Travis still works pretty well, honestly. Like, who's the dude behind Travis Touchdown, the No More Heroes franchise? He's pretty good friends with Sakurai. He did state, like, way back at the beginning of 2019 that Travis is not going to be in Smash Bros. So, kind of, at the time, he was referring just to the Fighter's Pass. He's not going to be DLC character, not going to be in the Fighter's Pass. But now I think we can revisit that because, again, we know we're getting the additional DLC characters, right? We're getting more. So, pretty much everyone's back on the table at this point. They haven't Sakurai or Nintendo, they haven't said, all right, one way or the other, like, no, these type of characters are not going to happen. No, this isn't going to happen. They haven't specifically said that. So I think, I don't know, maybe Sakurai does revisit Travis Touchdown potentially as a playable character. And look, like I said, he's been a fan favorite since Brawl. He's always gets brought up. He's always somebody that at least the fans consider worthy enough to get into the roster. So Travis would be great. I was really big on Travis Touchdown back in Brawl. He was probably in like my top 10 wanted characters back then. He's kind of fallen down the list for me a bit. I still like the franchise. It's just there's way more other characters I think I'd much rather see get in before him. So that's just my opinion. But like Travis, he's got. I think he's a recognizable name. Isn't No More Heroes 3 coming out next year? I believe. Isn't that coming out 2020? And I think that's not coming out on the Switch, right? That might be multi-platform, actually. Is that also coming out on PS4 and Xbox One? I'd have to look that up. But, look, he's got games on Nintendo platforms. They were exclusive to the Wii. You know, No More Heroes 1 and 2. Didn't we just have No More Heroes Travis Strikes Back or something like that release? Was it this year? Like, the very beginning of 2019, I think it released. So, like, that, I'm pretty sure that was on the Switch. So, that's, like, there's good things for both these characters here, Travis and Professor Layton. But, I think it comes down to voting-wise. So, for me, I've never really seen Professor Layton as a character that I was like, I need to see. Travis, like I said, at one point, he's probably in the top 10 characters I wanted to see. Not so much anymore. He's fallen down my list, but he's still above Professor Layton. So, Touchdown gets my vote today. So, that's going to be it for this one. So, let me know who you guys are voting for. Professor Layton or Travis Touchdown. And somebody, I couldn't think of it. Somebody let me know who the studio is for Professor Layton. I could look it up right after this, but somebody let me know anyway, because it's going to drive me crazy. But, yeah, so since that's it, sneak peek for tomorrow, the matchup is a really weird one, because we have Rimu from the Tuho Project, who's been in a couple of leagues recently. But she's taking on a Heavy Weapons guy. He's back. Heavy Weapons guy, look at his first game. Defeated Doomslayer, keep in mind, with 124 votes. That was nuts. That was mind-blowing right there. So, that's the matchup. And then the results for tomorrow is going to be from Morrigan, who's from Darkstalkers, who's taking on Rayman. That's tomorrow? Really? Yeah, it is. Okay. I thought it was somebody else. Never mind. So, that's the matchup. That's the results. That's what we'll get tomorrow. Today's today. I should have a second video today about something. I don't know. I recorded it quite a bit. I don't know what I'm posting. But there should be a second video up on the channel sometime today. If you want to check it out, please do. Otherwise, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. And hopefully catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.